Welcome to this special episode of the Manufacturing Minds podcast, where we explore the intersection of technology and industry to drive business success. Today, we're thrilled to be joined by Steve Reed, our VP of Sales, and we're also joined by a special guest from Keystone, a leader in manufacturing, joining us to share their journey through the implementation of Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. CJ is Keystone's Chief Information Officer, and he'll be sharing with us firsthand about the challenges Keystone faced, their decision-making process, and why they chose Alithya as their trusted partner for this transformative project. Join us as we dive into the impact this change has had on Keystone's operations, lessons learned, and their exciting vision for the future. Let's get started.
So CJ, welcome. We're really glad to have you today. Tell us just a little bit about Keystone, what Keystone does, and a little bit about your background.
Good afternoon, Steve. Thank you for having me. Let's talk about Keystone first. We are an R&D and manufacturing company. R&D meaning research and development of chemicals, and that is our forte. And then, of course, manufacturing of those chemicals. And these chemicals are manufactured for dental industry, for cosmetics, for pharmaceutical companies. Our headquarters is in New Jersey. We have 5 facilities here in New Jersey and in Pennsylvania area. We have our operations and plants in Netherlands, in Germany, and in France. Then we have our distribution centers and packaging in China. We also have another warehouse in the West Coast in LA. So this is roughly what we are. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the CIO. And we are a mid-sized company. So as you would expect for any mid-sized company, a CIO has to wear many hats. I am my business title CIO, but then I'm also the Chief Security Officer, Chief Digital Officer, Chief Data Officer. There is no CTO. I'm the CTO as well, and which is expected of me. Responsibilities, if you see from upstream, project management, software development, then data and analytics, and the back-end infrastructure, security. So this is the usual responsibilities of any CIO. But beside that, strategy, budget management, vendor management, people management, and the whole 9 yards, Steve. So that's what I do.
You're a man of many hats.
Yeah, it has become a habit, a second nature. For all the companies that I have worked, I never had a CTO, for example. But I have a technology background. So playing the CTO role is not that difficult for me, given my background. But I have had help, obviously. I should not take all the credits. I have had very strong enterprise architects who would play the pseudo CTO role and help me out.
That's great. So tell us a little bit about what led Keystone to embark on implementing D365.
So we all along had AX 2009, but that was so obsolete that it was becoming a bad bottleneck for business. So time came to upgrade. So we looked into various products, but having AX 2009, I think our next obvious step was 365. We did look into SAP, we looked into NetSuite, and some of the other products. Now, SAP, as you know, is a huge product, more suited for bigger companies, and it's expensive. NetSuite is a fine product, but we are a kind of a Microsoft shop, so to say, meaning we have on-prem SQL servers, we have Windows servers, we have Microsoft Exchange for email, and so on and so forth. And D365 is one of the leaders in the market anyways. So we did some due diligence on other companies, other products, but Microsoft D365 was our obvious choice.
Good. And as you mentioned before about the some of the different roles you play, not only from a CIO but also from security, things like that. How does that, I guess, as you look at maybe even from a today standpoint, as you look at how D365 and Microsoft, how does that dovetail into as you look at your overall security footprint? Does that do that? I guess does it go hand in hand with the other things you're doing with Microsoft?
It does. For example, I mentioned on-prem servers. Those are legacy servers. People are going to cloud, 100% cloud, and I strongly believe we should be 100% cloud. We should not have anything on-prem because that is not what we do for business. We should concentrate on R&D and manufacturing. That is our business. The rest are all necessary evils. So coming to the 65, it's a 100% uh, cloud solution. So the security is managed by Microsoft. Now we are also responsible for security, obviously, but our responsibility diminishes when we have a SaaS product, let's say, our platform as a service product. So this 65, I think, was a fine choice for us because it is hosted by them, it is managed by them, and it's much less headache when it comes to security.
So talk a little bit about the process choosing an implementation partner. Um, you decided on Alithya. Do you, just that connection? What why Alithya and then again kind of that criteria. What were you looking at for in an implementation partner?
We did not choose Alithya at that point in time. We thought the Alithya wasn't mature enough then. But since then, Alithya has come a long way. I recall Alithya merged with Edgewater, then with Traversant, I think, another company, and so on and so forth. It grew, and it's a very different company today. Coming to this company, we did again a thorough due diligence into various companies, and the usual culprits emerged, like Avanade, for example, right? One of your competitors. Very solid company, very mature company. And then Alithya, of course. And I looked into other tier two companies, let's say, I forget the name, but one was Dynamic Square, then Waypath Consulting, and so on. But they did not have the depth. So really, it left at the end, I had Alithya and Avanade. Avanade was very expensive. I used them before. So I looked into number one criteria was expertise. What kind of expertise this company has? That's my number one criteria because we need a partner who could educate us, who could set up the system, who could help us in the journey, who could guide us with best practices. The depth is very important because we do not have the depth ourselves when it comes to ERP in particular. With depth and the knowledge comes the maturity of the processes. I thought Alithya had very strong, mature processes. Then his past history and experience in manufacturing and other industry, but particularly in manufacturing. I think Alithya has a solid record there. But at the end of the day, we want a true partner who can give us confidence. See, a leader, we follow a leader because that leader has a vision and gives us the confidence, and therefore we follow a leader. So I want leader like that. And when I draw a Venn diagram with all these criteria, expertise, maturity, past experience, competitive pricing, I think Alithya was at the center, meaning it checked all the boxes for me. And that's why we chose Alithya.
This episode is brought to you by Alithya, the ERP experts with deep focus on manufacturing. With 1/3 of our clients in the manufacturing sector, Alithya has the experience and expertise to address the unique challenges of the industry. If you're looking to streamline operations, boost efficiency, and support growth, Alithya's team is here to guide you every step of the way. We offer comprehensive support for Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations, customized to meet your business needs. Ready to transform your operations? Visit alithya.com to learn more.
CJ, talk a little bit about the implementation process, just at a high level, and how that implementation, for a new ERP, how did that go?
Implementation for me starts where first thing I need to do is to understand the current state. We did not know our own current state. So we asked Alithya to come and draw the current state and then craft the future state for us. So visually, I can understand here I am today and there I have to go tomorrow. So once I understand that, then after we sit down to do the real hard work and what is called conference room pilots. Basically, those are nothing but sessions when we sit down and go through all the business rules, all the processes, map them, document them. That's why Alithya was most useful to us, documenting the processes, um, simplifying the business rules because current state may have convoluted business processes. So simplify them. Now let's start implementing them, those processes. Another huge step was the data migration. As I said, we are in AX 2009. And from there, when you take a big leap to D65, these two are very different systems. Although both Microsoft, they are not same. It is not an upgrade per se. We are really going to a different system altogether. And so this data migration was Alithya's job. That we couldn't do. So Alithya has folks who are really super duper brain boxes, I'll say. They somehow managed to do the data migration, which to me seemed impossible because the schemas are so different, the database schema. So that was done. And then finally the testing. Testing has to be done exhaustively. So that took a while. And finally the training of the people. So Alithya helped us train our users. And there are other smaller details which I'll not go through, but mapping the future state, documenting the business rules, simplifying them, training us in the new modules. There's so many new things in D65, advanced warehouse systems, price management, blah, blah, blah. Totally new to us. So Alithya has to teach us all that. Data migration, testing, training, and then finally, post go live, where all the problems surface. And would hold our hands, walk us through this problem, resolve them. That was at a high level, the implementation process.
Yeah, no, that's good, and I'm curious, and I bet I know the answer, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. Going through that implementation, there were no surprises, correct?
No, no surprises. Well, surprise started the first day when Alithya gave us some insights into our own current state. That was eye opener for us, and how efficient we can be in the new system. The rooms for improvements, how obsolete we were, how much opportunities are there to be efficient. Yeah, no surprises, as you said.
Yeah, and that's true. We see that, and I'm curious. Again, taking a little bit of a guess here. I'm assuming this is not your first implementation. Is that true on most implementations that there are going to be surprises that take place along the way?
Yes, there will be surprises. There will be skeletons that we're not aware of. Customizations were done in AX 2009 unbeknownst to us due to whatever odd business reasons or obsolete business reasons. Things were done not valid anymore, but we are still doing those things because it has become a rule over the years. Nobody knows where the rule came from. So those were the surprises. And few other surprises were expected, I think, from my experience. I knew those things will happen. However much you prepare, some surprises do spring up.
Yeah, and it is. I think that's true in anything, and even the most prepared customer, they're going to be the unexpected to come up. How did, I guess, as you think through that, how did Alithya assist you going through the implementation, and I guess handling when surprises did come up? Were they able to help address and manage through that through the surprises?
Yes, Alithya has people, as I said, that truly knows the subject. These are not a group of people who have just studied or got trained and then come on board. These people have lived and they're living and breathing the system, so they know. So when you go to Alithya for help, they exactly understand what you're saying. It is not just solving a problem, they will guide us through, simplify, tell us, no, let's not do this. The root cause of the problem lies here. Let's resolve it at the root, and so on. So they'll guide us. That is what I want, a partner who will guide me and not necessarily be an order taker. I don't want an order taker. Then that is not a partner. I want someone either equivalent to me or better than me potentially. And that's what Alithya was.
Since you've been live on D365 across the company, have you seen and heard, I guess, heard from the business users benefits that they've seen from D365 versus how what it was with AX 2009?
Almost in every arena, we have seen improvements. Let's take, for example, capacity planning. We did not do any capacity planning in D65. It was a big void, a gap in our whole process. It's hard to believe. Don't tell anybody else I said that, okay? But capacity planning was not done properly or not done at all. That leads to better inventory management. Our inventory management wasn't good. That leads to better scheduling. Okay, so these are huge improvements. Then we use advanced warehouse management. That was not there at all in 2009. We use scan guns to, for example, okay, to automate the picking, okay, which was manual before. We have various finance, AP, and AR workflows which are automated, as simple as sending the collection letters. Those were manual. Now they're automated. So whether it's at a strategic level, capacity planning, and so on and so forth, or a simple automation of a collection letter, all across the spectrum, we have seen improvements.
That's great. As you look at the company today, and again, this is somewhat of a technology question and also part business question. How do you see, and I'll just generically AI, how do you see that playing a role in Keystone?
There are many areas that we are already exploring how AI will help. For example, I just got approval for using the um, what you call Teams Premier, which is nothing but AI, which will help us generate certain financial reports for us, otherwise done manually. Now, I failed to mention, by the way, Alithya has set up the warehouses for us. Okay, so not only ERP, Alithya does the did the all the data modeling, the data warehousing, data lake, and Power BI as well. So here, the example that I'm taking now, it will be all automated. Today, the business users come to us. Can you generate this report for me? Or even if they know what to do, there are engineering works that has to be done by us. So this AI they're going to implement, Power BI AI, users will go, I'm simplifying it, but almost Google like. You ask the question, it will generate the report. So this is perhaps not the best example, but we have machines on the plants. IoT will play a big role. How do you collect the data and generate some intelligence out of it? I have already presented last year in my strategy 4 immediate use cases where we'll be using AI. So I think we are stepping into a world, wonderful world. We live in a very exciting time, Steve. I feel lucky. And as a CIO or any technology person, it is very exciting time to be in this era.
What other initiatives do you have next 3 years, 5 years, what just on the horizon, what do you see as being where you need to go next?
So from ERP perspective, let's start there. Uh, we have not migrated all our facilities to D365 yet. So I think we'll be working with Alithya soon again once the budget gets approved. So that is on the cards. Then we have, see, as a technology person these days, we need to add value. So many of the things that we used to do historically are commodity today. So they're all gone. They are really to be outsourced. So what do I do? Really, we take care of security. That is very core to any business. And then we integrate systems, integration, digitization, efficiency improvement. So if I look at my roadmap, these are all directly aligned with what I said earlier, R&D and manufacturing. How is my job helping in R&D, research and development? How my job is helping in manufacturing? Uh, so those boils down to integration of systems, easy flow of data, efficiency improvements, automation. They're all about automation these days. So those are the things in the roadmap for next few years.
That's exciting. You definitely have plenty to keep you busy.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Well, super. CJ, thank you for your time today. It's been really good to hear about Keystone, hear what Keystone has done, and what's on that future roadmap for you as well.
Thank you for tuning in to today's insightful discussion on the transformative power of technology in manufacturing. A special thanks to our guests for sharing their valuable experiences. Be sure to join us next time on the Manufacturing Minds podcast as we continue to uncover the strategies that drive industry success. Until then, keep innovating.